It's what I do, doing it all for you. Might say a thing or two to some people will misconstrue. And that's cool. We all strive in the rule. For those who tuning in, you have my dying gratitude. Hello, and welcome to the Diamond Cuba Show. Been a rough and rocky weekend for me, but I'm back live, giving you a late night, just a recap for the NBA. Congratulations to the South Carolina women and UConn men, national champions. But now we are in baseball season starting mode, NBA basketball season ending mode, getting ready for the playoffs. And the for real is for my Lakers. Just went down to the Golden State Warriors. They on our heels at the 10th spot, clawing on our heels now, only a half a game back. We didn't have Anthony Davis tonight, but the Warriors waited until the night to hit a record amount of threes, their season high for threes. Everybody get up to play the Lakers. Just like in football, everybody get up to play the Cowboys. Just like in baseball, everybody get up to play the Yankees, the Dodgers. That's how it goes. So my Lakers went down. LeBron tried, but like it was too many open threes, and Golden State, they've been balling since the All-Star break, and they hit 26 threes, just dropping them everywhere. And it's hard to beat a team, especially without the best defensive player you have on your team. No Anthony Davis, so the defense was kind of not there, and the three-pointers murdered my Lakers. So we're only a half game up on the Golden State Warriors now. We had a chance to move up to 8th place and pass Sacramento because they took an L tonight. But we got to just win the last two games, and the other players in the West are going to beat each other up. Ant-Man had 51 and needed a 51 against the Wizards, the lowly Wizards. They've been playing pretty good in the past week or so. Anthony Edwards had to drop 51 for Minnesota to get past them. They came back from a double-digit deficit. Minnesota now holds the top seed in the tie, but they're on the tiebreaker with the Denver Nuggets. They will be playing this week before the season ends. So we're going to find out who's going to get that number one spot. All spots are tight. In the East, Milwaukee handled Boston 104-91, shut them down. But Giannis had a non-contact injury, was grabbing his calf. Let's hope it's not serious because nobody wants to see the Milwaukee Bucks without Giannis, especially Chris Middleton just getting healthy and Dame Dollar finding his way. Man, I hope Giannis is all right. We need Giannis to be playing in the playoffs. The Dallas Mavericks are looking very dangerous. They just won by a mile tonight at Charlotte. Nobody really thought Charlotte was going to keep up, but Luka, another 30-point triple-double. Kyrie looking amazing. The Clippers put a beating on Phoenix tonight, but it looks like the Clippers and Dallas could be a potential first-round matchup, and I know that is some action. If you love NBA basketball, you want to see Kawhi and Paul George go up against Luka and Kyrie in the first round. Who is your mob? Let me know. Beat it up in the comments, man. Who is your mob? Where you positioned at right now? The New York Knicks are in third. So if you're from New York, you're feeling good about your Knicks, even though Julius Randle is out for the season. But Mitchell Robinson's supposed to be coming back. Jalen Brunson dropped 45 tonight for the Knicks. The Knicks looking like they could be a problem because they play hard, gritty defense. Boston, I'm starting to see if the threes ain't falling. But tonight they didn't have Porzingis or Al Horford. So we can't really just look at it like Boston just laid a complete egg. And then Giannis got hurt in the third quarter as well. It's looking real tight. So make sure you holler at your brother. Let your brother know who your team is. Any questions about what's going on with him. Any thoughts about what's going on with him. If you would like my thoughts about what's going on with him, because I'm going to give you that. Right now, Boston is way ahead of the pack. But if their three's not falling, there are some teams that play good enough defense that can give them trouble. And in the West, you have from the 6th seed to the 10th seed right now separated by 2 games. And in the East, you have number 3 and number 8 separated by 3 games. It's going to be beautiful coming down this stretch. And I mentioned baseball and definitely want to get into a baseball preview and go through it. But I hope y'all paying attention because you know the powerhouses were the Dodgers and the Braves. The Dodgers have started pretty good at 10-4. The Braves at 7-3. But the surprise team is the Pittsburgh Pirates at 9-3. We're gonna delve into all rotations, the injuries, who's hitting good, who's not. And if y'all see my Yankees, we're not fully healthy yet. But Yankees 10-2, best record in the league. Keep an eye out for them Yankees. We're gonna get into that baseball and everything. And moving right along, we got a couple of interesting notes from college basketball. John Calipari is leaving Kentucky and going to Arkansas. A lot of people looking at it like it's kind of a crazy deal, but you know, sometimes your time just comes to an end at certain places. I mean, did go to 4 Final Fours in like a 5, 6 year stretch. Did get one national championship. It's kind of hard for people to get to the Final Four. Ask Matt Painter for Purdue. They just lost to UConn yesterday. How long has he been there? First Final Four, first national championship. So it's not like Coach Cal is a bad coach. He has put like 23 lottery picks into the NBA draft in the last 10 years. So we can't sleep on Coach Cal going to Arkansas, new beginning. He's going to get recruits, and he's going to bring people that came with him to Kentucky, with him to Arkansas. Fresh start. Coach Cal can coach. Arkansas seems like they want him. Now it's time to see who Kentucky is going to replace him with. Billy Donovan. If he leaves Chicago after this year, who knows? But Coach Cal, no longer in Kentucky, second winningest coach, has one ring, 4 Final Fours. Put some respect on his name. Sometimes your time just run out. We've seen a bunch of coaches be with one team for a long time and then roll out. Let's give him his kudos because it's hard to make one Final Four. He did make 4 and cashed in on one of them. Did he underachieve because he didn't cash in on more than one? Who knows? But we also know that that team he had in 2020, when they got canceled, the tournament got canceled, they was 25-6, looking like they was going to do some major damage. And then on a more kind of comical note, but it's reality, Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird, women's basketball legends in college and in the pros, you know, was asked about Caitlin Clark and some of the youngsters coming into the WNBA, and she told, man, you know, you won't be playing against 18-year-olds now. You'll be playing against grown women, and it's a whole new ball game. That's right. Welcome to the WNBA, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Cardoso. Can't wait till them ladies get there. They definitely gonna bring more attention to the women's game, and we need that because we want our ladies to get the same kind of notoriety for their skill on the basketball court. Because basically, with men, you know, we're above the rim, men above the rim, and all that flashy. But the women's game is basically like basic basketball fundamentals, and they actually play the game the right way because they below the rim, most of them. You got a few, handful maybe above the rim, but they mostly below the rim. So we gotta give them props and show them love because the women's game is getting the notoriety that it needs. Speaking of women, the NAIA, the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics, essentially put a ban on transgender athletes from being able to compete in women's sports. They still will have access to compete in like cheer, like with cheerleading and everything, and dance, but that's all. I mean, we should have known that this was going to come. The DNA aspect of competition rules. You know, if you was born a male, regardless of what you evolve into in life, you have a physical and athletic advantage over women. You know, so even if you get a sex change or, modifications or whatever the case might be, we have to understand that when it comes to competition, they can't give deciding advantages. And when it comes to, transgender, if you're born male, physically you're going to be more gifted than the women. So I have no gripes with it. It's only fair and it's only right. We can't have people that was born men, competing with women in sporting events, man. It's just not right. I mean, the different equalities, the different, laws that's put into place, man, to make sure that, the people in, the LGBTQ plus community, get rights and everything they deserve. You know, there's nothing wrong with none of that. But when it comes to competing, you know, if you're born a male, you're supposed to compete with males. And if you're born with female, you're supposed to compete with females. So I respect it. You know, the National Alliance of Intercollegiate, the National Association, excuse me, of Intercollegiate Athletics have banned transgender athletes that were born male from competing versus women. The DNA aspect of competition will always rule because they got history. In the history books, they don't want to, you know, open the door for a lot of asterisks to be put on what's going on. And before I get up out of here, I got to touch on, you know, I caught a little bit of flack for, I don't know how many of y'all saw my No Diddy short, but I caught a little bit of flack because of it. So I want to just set the record straight and clear it up a little bit. The reason for me doing the No Diddy short is because everybody used to use terms like pause, no homo, and things like that. And I was hearing a lot of people use the term no Diddy. Now, my personal opinion about what's going on with him and his situation is notwithstanding. I really don't have an opinion. I'm somebody who did 17 years in the feds. I know what it's like to be accused of something and not be guilty. I don't know whether he's guilty or not. I wasn't insinuating he was guilty or anything. It was just kind of funny that everybody was saying no Diddy. That's all it was. So if it was offensive to anybody, if anybody looked at it as if I was casting aspersions on this brother or accusing him, I did say in the short that he wasn't convicted yet. It was just a simple fact that the wave now was that term, and that was the reason I used that term. Also, there was a Florida cop that got caught planting alcohol on a brother while he was driving, opened the bottle, poured it out, and then convinced his partner that the man had to drink, and all of it is on a little video cam joint on here. Everybody just be safe out there. You know, it's unfortunate the world that we live in. It's definitely even more unfortunate that, you know, racism is still alive and well and powerful, and it still rules in a lot of arenas. Just be safe out there. You know, whatever's going on, if you get pulled over, just be safe. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully you don't have to worry about somebody doing that to you. I'm mad my Lakers lost. Congratulations to UConn, South Carolina. Thank you to everybody who has liked, subscribed, has rocked with your brother. I'm back on point, back online, and we'll be back with you tomorrow with a special guest. I'm still going to say go Lakers. It's not looking that great for us. I'm not going to talk about the stuff going on with the Cowboys. Not going to do it. Leaving the Cowboys out of it. And once again, I did not say that Diddy was convicted of anything. I was just speaking on the comedic value of people saying no Diddy now. So listen, I know it's late. Y'all got to get up and get ready for work, etc., etc. We'll be back with you tomorrow. Shorts, another episode. Hopefully I have a good guest on and bring some great content. Thank you all for rocking with me. If you haven't done so already, hit that like, that subscribe button, and keep rocking with your brother. And I'm going to keep rocking with you. Peace and love.